What is going on, everyone? My name's Mrboat and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Mrboat. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Nullus. The map is Marsh, and this is a best of 3 for the Champions League. Week 1, I think. I think it's week 1. I could be wrong. This might be a week 2 game. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. My brain is fried, and that's life. But Nullus took the first win with some strong Mediterranean play. Now we're moving on to what looks like Mrboat's home map. It's picking Marsh. And if you notice here, a little cheeky thing that Mrboat's done. He's actually chopped down the wood straight away. And if we check out his wood total here, he's at 92 wood, which means he only needs a little bit more to chop down the to get a house. So I'm surprised he didn't just wait until he had 100 wood to come over here. Actually, maybe he didn't even need 100 wood. He's sharing the ox cart over here on this gold mine. This is a pretty wild build order. A pretty lucky map as well for Mrboat to start the game off. But one thing that I think is actually super interesting is delaying going to hunt until your hunting dogs is research, because it does mean your wood already gathers faster than hunt, so it's better to gather wood if you're thinking about your total resources. But then if you start gathering hunt as soon as your hunting dogs is finished or researching, then you get the maximum amount of resources, no like wasted time anywhere, which is super interesting. And we're kind of seeing Mrboat doing some weird stuff early with that, but that's kind of it. There's the mana coming up now for Nullus. It's looking like Nullus is going for the 4-minute build order. If you do it perfectly, you can get a 355. So basically, the idea behind it is, whoopsies, wrong person. Is you only want to get 125 wood here, just enough to build, or you want to get the perfect amount of wood, just enough to build 6 citizens. So you can see now Nullus is on 100 wood, and he's now working his way towards getting 100 gold to get his temple up. This villager here with 30, well, he needs to actually get this temple going up before this villager hits 60%, I think is the secret number. It's slightly late, so he's going to have a little bit of idle time here unless he spams it up. He's actually not building the temple just yet either. There it is. You can see Nullus with 0 wood, 8 gold. So a little bit late here. The villager pops out. He's going to put 2 villagers over here, and that will give him just shy of 4 minutes because he threw the temple down. It's slightly late, and he will be able to advance. He's got 458 food, so a little bit of inefficiency here. Probably could have had 2 villagers on the gold for just a little bit of time there, and then come over onto the food here. Would have worked out nicely for him. It could have gone very, very fast here, but it's not going to matter that much. The oracles are getting pushed back by the Skraeling as the temple's up here to try and defend this gold mine, but it's way out of range of the town center. One thing I've been seeing players do quite a bit, and it does make me a little bit worried about them, is you have to protect your main buildings. This temple is very important, and he could have put it back so it was in line with this gold mine. You don't have to have the whole gold mine open there. Pull it back a little bit here so it's in range of the town center. You get that same sort of protection, and then you can put, say, a house and a wall over here to finish off this situation here, and then it's a lot less of a deal if you do lose it. And anyways, we'll see what happens here. We've got 86% Freya, and the Prometheus is coming through. Counter barracks, military barracks for Nullus, and here is the 4:15 advance time for Mrboat as well. Super fast, and the units moving over here to try and stop these oracles from taking down their house. We will see a longhouse getting attempted to get thrown up, but this house needs to be sort of protected. And yet again, the house not in range of the town center is a big deal You've got to put these buildings in range of your town center. There's no reason to not do that. These houses don't protect too much at all. We see another house going up trying to protect the sentry tower. The oracle's coming back in to fight these guys, but nice actual positioning there from the oracles to able to pick off that Hersa in that spot there. I thought he was in range of a town center. Ulfsark now coming out. Promethean is on the temple like we said it was going to be. The Valkyrie inside the main base of Nullus, getting pushed off those water buffalo, but they're already finished. These villagers can just dive into the town center and come over onto the deer if they need to. And now the Valkyrie's going to be picking off pigs here. I love this. He's actually stopped picking off pigs. I thought he was doing that on purpose. That can really hinder the Atlantean player as well. We do see the Girdle of Hippolyte, 5% Toxotes, Chariot Archer, and Throwing Archer hit points there. So all of the Arcus hit points is what you're after with that. And this mana may actually go down here. I don't know. It's a bit too far away from the forest, I think. We do see a shockwave there onto this Valkyrie. I'm not sure that that's going to be enough to pick this one off. Let's get a couple more hits on it, but it's going to be on 44 HP, getting away nice and calmly. We do see the second longhouse is now coming up for Mrboat, who is sitting at, well, he's only got 6 of these Ulfsark. He needs to get out Lone Wanderer before he wants to move out with these units, because as we've said before, the medium termite can hit them with only 4.8 speed. They've got 5 track rating, so you need to have over 5 speed to dodge those arrows. And if you're running out before you have it, you're going to be in a world of trouble. We do see that this army is very small now for Nullus, so he's actually able to engage a little bit here. If we check out the population difference, it's 54 to 60 population, so Mrboat is slightly in front of Nullus as this game is continuing here. Got a second group here for Nullus running out. This Oracle still not dumping the relic. Sometimes you click on the town center to dump it, and it just runs to the temple. Sorry, click on the temple to dump it, but it runs to the temple, gets to it, doesn't put the relic in, and then leaves. Sometimes that's what happens if you shift click it. Picking off an Oracle there as well. Now let's try to regroup a little bit, moving on to this temple, which is yet again another point of weakness here. Do see the Valkyrie has popped out now for Mrboat to re-heal his other Valkyrie, and we'll see, do we have anything? Lone Wanderer is coming through, sitting at almost 50%, and the units coming around. There's a Hersa here to pick off the Promethean. The Ulfsark are going to be slowing these guys down as well as they're retreating away. You see a Termorate over here gets pretty easily picked off by these wood gatherers, so no problems there. And now we do see the Ulfsarks looking to hit a raid. I also feel like you should probably get, oh, he's getting medium infantry, so I was going to say you should get medium infantry before you move out, just because you don't want to get caught out there. But if he's planning on hitting the enemy base just as medium infantry comes through, then that's totally fine. Hitting this location, for example, just as this comes through, it's going to be very nice for him. As there they are, Valkyrie are here as well, going to be able to hit these villagers, force them into the manor, and then potentially pick off the manor as well. Nullus is going to probably be fast enough to spot this. He is raiding this location. There's a couple of Ulfsark already over here. The villagers do pop in here. This Mrboat will get picked off. Hersa trying to chase down a Promethean over here. The Ulfsark are not quite enough here to pick off these Mrboat, trying to micro away a little bit, pull them into the town center, which he will be able to do. Town center going to be helping out a little bit as these Ulfsark do also get their medium Mrboat. The Ulfsark over here are getting chased down. Valor comes down as well, and the Ulfsark, he's going to have to try and run away as the medium Mrboat are going to return to this wood line. Can get these villagers to fight back if he wants to. A very low HP Mrboat here, but Mrboat not paying attention at this point. Going to have to garrison that gatherer there. Send his Ulfsark back over and attempt to pick these guys off. Hitting the Oxcart could be huge as well. Really, really hampers the Norse's ability to gather resources there. And there's the 1 HP ish Mrboat, and then should be able to pick off the other one without too many issues, but he hasn't turned around and fought it yet, as he's bringing the rest of his gatherers over here. This Ulfsark, or this gatherer will get picked off, so nice little win there for Nullus. Sacrificing the Mrboat for a gatherer is very big indeed. And he is trying to get away. 18 HP, 10 HP, or 9 HP. It does 9.9 damage a swipe. So it's about 5 damage a swipe there, so, or 4 point something, because of the 34% hack armor. We do see that the temple and the house is picked off there. Now the dwarves are moving out to this location here as all of these Ulfsark are over here picking off the reinforcements. But is this enough of an army to push these guys away? I think it is. There's a lot of Prometheans here, but there's a lot of Herser here as well. Now the Ulfsark fighting this location here, but they cannot continue to fight. Going to be retreating away and trying to utilize some of that Odin health regeneration that he can use as he's running away. We do see the Promethean getting hammered down by those Herser, but all of these Mrboat are coming in at this point, going to be able to do so much damage here. Does he have medium upgrades on or hack armor? No hack armor, but medium upgrades is there. Throwing Axeman in the back, doing a lot of damage here. The Herser are on top of these Prometheans, as Mrboat's micro is very, very good, making sure he's focused firing the right stuff there. And if we check out the population here, it's 105 for Mrboat to 85 for Nullus, who's going to have to retreat here. And Mrboat coming back home as he's won that fight there. Hopefully he starts raiding straight away. He could just put some of these low HP units idle next to the Valkyrie, because there's a lot here that need to be re-healed, especially this Valkyrie on 8 HP here. But first you want to get a lot of those units back up to full. And putting these walls back up, we do see some Mrboat looking to come back and potentially raid this wood line here as well. These walls coming up, and that's going to force Nullus back again. The buildings should be able to see these Mrboat coming in, and they're going to be targeting the low HP houses here. Only 360 HP on a Norse house, which is basically nothing, which is why you got to be so careful where you place them down, because these can come in and just snipe them there. The Ulfsark coming over to try and push back. We'll see if Mrboat goes for a surround here, which would be optimal. If he could come around the back, it looks like that's what he's trying to do. Drag these Mrboat in as he's moving back and forth would be huge. Needs to get these houses back up as well. We see a Valor coming through. The Ulfsark coming around to start swiping away at these Mrboat. The rest of Mrboat's army coming around in the back. Do we see any techs being reached? No technologies. The army, though, for Mrboat being a little bit idle, we do see a Caraballister here as well, which is going to really help. But the Valkyrie, low HP here, 11 hit points, will get picked off very fast. Surprised to see it didn't get re-healed here for some reason, as Mrboat does notice it being on low HP, pulls it back into his base, and he's going to be waiting for another Valkyrie to come over there, as Mrboat's going to be leaving the Ulfsarks looking for a raid. There are villagers over here on this board. We see a shockwave though onto these units, trying to get a couple more pickoffs as Mrboat's army is retreating here, but it's looking like that's not going to do all too much damage to him. And I think Mrboat is back at 115 population. He is. The temple coming up now, and the Valkyrie over here going to get re-healed by the friendly Valkyrie. Unfortunately, you have to. Unfortunately, it takes a while to heal them up if they're both damaged, because they won't sit idle there. So it goes at the slow speed instead of the fast speed. There's the Ulfsark going after the man. The Mrboat coming over here though. This could be a lot of villager pickoffs here. The crocodile gets shot there, but these villagers or citizens will get picked off. A lot of 3 villagers on the manor though. Is it going to be fast enough? We've already got the manor's mana going down a little bit, but not able to pick it off just in time. Skadi comes through for Mrboat. So he's in the heroic age, and heavy infantry coming through as well for Mrboat. So he's going to have some very brutally strong units here, whereas Nullus is not that close there. He's trying to get there. He's 800 food, 475 gold, so just about to click up. We do see a hill fort coming out for Mrboat. Love to see him throw up some walls to surround this army just to make sure he picks it all off. Oftentimes we do not see that. We see the villagers retreating over here as Mrboat is targeting down the manor. Got to be super careful though. You can't just not attack these units because you get so much free damage done. But maybe go on just two hill forts and then wall. Throw up the walls. Can you do it? Surely there's enough spots here, enough choke points. Wall, 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 and then you're totally fine. But he just hasn't done it yet. There's the walls. Thinking about it too late, I think. He's trying to get it all up. It may get up in time. It's going to be super close. And then he still has to fight underneath these hill forts. And you see the longhouse coming up over here to prevent Nullus from retreating, but he can just come through this location. He's got the mana here as well. Going to be trying to come through here away from the hill fort. This is just a little bit of a misplay, as it looks like, for Mr. Boat there. He could have done so much more damage to that army. Hell, just surrounding it with his army would have prevented Nullus from retreating, so that would have been fine as well. Instead of building these walls here at the very end of it, could have been totally fine. And these, oh god, these Murmillo getting away. There's the Chaos. Does hit a Valkyrie, doesn't hit the Frost Giant. But that's good for him regardless, because that's a couple of Ulfsark that he has to pick. But the Ulfsark do go down to only 2.7 hit points, so it's not the biggest deal to have them chaosed at all. We do see a raid now onto this gold mine. Mr. Boat may need to retreat away from this. Is he? Oh, there he goes. Going to be retreating, leaving the Oxguard there, though. One dwarf getting unfortunately caught based on pathing, but the rest of these Ulfsarks coming in to help out. We've got a raid over on the bottom here trying to deal some damage, but he will be losing these Ulfsark as this going on. And these, looks like the Oxcart under attack here, but no, it's going to be retreating. It's totally fine, no problems, not going to die. The dwarves coming in to fight back and prevent the Oxcart from going down. It's going to be actually pretty close. You may have to garrison into the tower, but it's looking like he's not doing it into the tower. Well, I guess he can just retreat back to the town center if he wants. 16 HP and 10 HP and dead. Mr. Boat, your Oxcart died, my friend. We do see a portable ram has come out now for Mr. Boat. He's making some Huskarl as well to deal with those Arcs. I like this transition. A transition into a full wood-based army here would be pretty good. Making Throwing Axemen, Huskarl, and portable rams. Mixing a couple of Ulfsark as well if you need to. But that would be, come thinking of a very difficult army for an Atlantean to deal with. Surprised it doesn't happen more often. There's still a lot of hunt here for Mr. Boat, and he's still sitting on one town center. So Ragnarok's probably not going to be a win condition here for Mr. Boat. He may be able to. There's not really too many gold mines here. I mean, there are actually two here and one over here. So I mean, there's a lot of gold mines. There's a lot of gold mines. You see the Arcus are pushing these units back. But now a bit of a surround here. Where's the rest of his units? Get you. I don't know. Mr. Boat's sitting at 111 population, but it's looking like his army is pretty small. There's a nice shockwave there as Nullus's army was getting surrounded, and the heavy Huskarls doing a lot of damage here with the Throwing Axemen. The help of this Frost Giant is helping out so much right now. But the Satyr coming in, and we're going to be seeing probably a what is it called? Another Chaos soon. I can't see exactly how long it takes. Now Mr. Boat is able to continue pushing back Nullus here. He's so far in front right now because of how good his trades have been, and because of getting that heavy infantry and then just sticking to an infantry-based army. And getting the Frost Breath onto that Satyr, absolutely huge. Going to be able to pick that one off before it comes out of its frozen ice cube there. The villagers running away into this manor, going to be able to dive into the other manor as well and get away from them. More villagers are over here for Nullus on this gold mine, so he's totally fine in that regard. But Nullus not able to take this game here, as Mr. Boat is just way too on top of him for the entirety of it, and he does take the win there. GG, leveling the series 1-1. We'll move on to game number 3 very shortly. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are enjoying the commentaries, please hit that follow button or the subscription button on the YouTubes, or end the subscription button. Why not? And yes, we'll start the next game very soon.